This is a video on exponential growth and decay. The exponential growth formula is y equals a times 1 plus r raised to the x power. A would be the initial amount that you start with. R would be the rate that's being applied to the account. X would be the time, or the amount of times that the rate is applied. The decay formula is very similar. Y equals a times 1 minus r to the x. The difference is, in parentheses with the growth formula, you're seeing 1 plus the rate. The rate is being added to 1. However, in the decay formula, it's 1 minus the rate. The rate is being taken away from 1. Because 1 is the same as 100%. And it's important to realize how our rates are going to be expressed as decimals. So, for your notes, a is the initial amount. R is the rate, whether that be a rate of increase with a growth formula or a rate of decrease with a decay formula, and this is expressed as a decimal. And then you have x, which is equal to the time, or the number of times the rate is applied. And y would be the new amount, the output, after all the calculations take place. So we had classwork exercises that were on Google Classroom for the 29th of April, so I'm going to walk you through 3 of them so you have an idea of what to do. The first question is going to be the first sample. Y equals 1,200 times 1 plus 0.3 raised to the t power. T could also be interchangeable for x, for time. Some formulas use t for time, others use x for time. So the first question is this an exponential growth or decay function? Since in parentheses we're adding a rate on to 1, this is exponential growth. The second part is, what is the initial value? The initial amount or value would be in front of the parentheses, which would be $1,200 is going to be the amount we start with. So that's the initial value. And the third prompt is, what is the rate of growth? You're adding on 0.3 to 1, so the r is equal to 0.3. And remember, that rate is expressed as a decimal, so if we want to know how much of the rate that is percentage-wise, we would have to move the decimal twice to the right, which would make this 30%. It's a 30% increase each time the rate is applied. The other 2 examples will appear in the next video.